Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hades weapon showcase. My name is Andrew and I'm just here to teach you about all the different weapons in the game, some of the different aspects for each ones, and kind of what to work your way through when you're having trouble. So today I've gone ahead and thought about it and picked out the bow, specifically the very last aspect, the aspect of Rama. I feel like this is the one that struggles the most. You know, it's the most difficult to work through. It's got such a large area of attack, and the bow itself doesn't quite feel all that well. It's just something about it seems kind of strange, but it does have a different kind of special attack, and that's what I'm here to kind of encourage use for today. So let's pick up that bow, and then we want to choose our keepsake, of course. In this case, we're actually going to focus on using the special almost exclusively. It's straight attack plus fast, and multiple strikes really benefit from things like, for example, Zeus's keepsake, which is what we're definitely going for. As usual, the Shady Companion, he gives us the best survivability, best resources along the way. It's kind of a no-brainer. So let's go ahead and head on over to our heat menu. And we don't quite need to have such a high amount, so let's see if we can't reduce it a little bit. Let's go with the prices are reduced. And let's drop benefits package. And technically we can drop one more, but I'm kind of wondering if we even should. I guess we could drop the sheer amount of foes. We'll go ahead and pick that, and then choose to begin.
My choice is made.
As I mentioned, we're looking to use just the special. Oh, today we're starting off with a hammer. That's good. Let's see if we can't get a nice effect. Oh, perfect. Okay, so that's basically what we wanted right off the bat. Your special fires plus 4 extra shots. That means once we finally do go ahead and get the benefit from Zeus, we're already going to be starting off pretty good. So this is a good run. Normally I'd say take and descend down below because you get a much more powerful boon or effect whenever you do complete it, but truthfully, we don't want to miss out on Zeus and that special effect, so let's pick that one instead. You can see our damage really isn't all that great yet, but we really do need to get that boon. Once we do, this should be pretty much a pushover for the next few encounters at the very least. Excellent. There we go. Your special causes a lightning bolt to strike nearby foes. Now this is something where it's on every single individual strike, as you can see there. So this is really going to benefit us.
Brimstones.
Already, look at that. We're not even all that weak when it comes to our health overall and our capabilities. We're just a very high damager right off the bat. Now granted, once we get closer to Hades, that's not going to be the case anymore. We'll start to see some of the deficiencies of the build itself and why it's much more difficult to pull off long term.
Coin for Charon.
Charon or an icon for a key. Well, we could use the chance to do rerolls more, but at the same time, I want to see if we can't get another Zeus boon from Charon, so let's give him a shot. We barely have enough if we do, but no, but we do have a chance here for Hermes, and Hermes is always helpful.
I can use this.
Let's see. Let's go with the wealth per chamber. That should help us here so early in the game.
you get.
Not a bad little mini boss there. And luckily more shadow. More shadow equals more health, which is good. Obviously. Such an annoying creature there. Their constant grip holding just drives me nuts. But luckily, I really feel like you don't encounter them too much. Oh, easy choice there. While we love pomegranates, we need more Zeus. Zeus is pretty much the main focus of our boons this run. He provides us not just with the lightning damage original boon, but also the ability to cause jolted damage when they move, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's see. Don't really need any of these, though. Let's go ahead and re-roll.
How about some other boons instead?
Jolted. There we go. Demeter doesn't give us the best of options, but she's honestly not that bad when it comes to being, survivability, which certainly helps in our case. Most likely, though, we're going to choose the Chaos portal once we're finished here. Chaos is just one of those things where it's always beneficial to pick him up. And if you have the ability to re-roll his boons, as oftentimes just one good re-roll, next thing you know, you're going to get something much better. Well, we're not really worried about attacking. We don't want to touch our special. And we're not going to really be casting. So let's go ahead and roll it again.
Got anything else?
Once again, we're not really getting what we want. But at the very least, we can pick up the dash for the ability to chill a target. Shadow. Health. Under the circumstances, I think we should stick with going with Chaos. We'll do a little bit of damage to ourselves, and we're not exactly doing the best health-wise, but honestly, it's just the best move. We're gonna have one reroll here. Let's hope we get what we're looking for. So next 8% special. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and pick. Well, actually, the special itself isn't really where too much of the damage is going to be coming from. It's all the benefits that come with it, like the lightning damage. It's kind of an either or. We want more rare, or do we want higher damage special? I'm actually going to pick the special just to be on the safe side. I really want to make sure we get the most amount of damage. And when possible, always choose some sort of permanent heavy resource that's difficult to find, like a nectar, for example. Facing survivability problems, so I think let's take this ultra slow if you can help it and avoid an early resurrection use. We usually need to save those towards the end.
Nice.
Health is good. Health is always good. Excellent. Let's see if we can buy some health up here, which we can. That's great. We don't need the attack, though. Again, we're running nothing but a special here. All of our attacks are special attacks. Let's see, Athena. Her dash is pretty decent. Let's see if we can't go ahead and obtain a dash here. Excellent. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and replace that. That should give us quite a bit more survivability. And now we're down here, of course, to Megara and her sister, or at least one of the sisters.
I'm going to enjoy. Stay there.
Extra special damage that we're getting definitely is benefiting us. Lecto just happens to be my least favorite of all the sisters to fight. I feel her impervious zone areas are the more difficult to get out of. Her constant rage and invulnerabilities are really quite frustrating. Truthfully, I'm just not a fan of the fight. And looks like it might actually finish me off. It might be an issue with this one. Oh!
No way.
But luckily, she kind of helped to kill herself. One hit away and it helped finish her off, so definitely not bad there. So we've already got the benefit of Zeus, there's no reason to hold on to it, and I want to try to keep focusing on increasing our overall damage, so let's focus on the Palm Blossom as before. It's definitely great when it comes to just continuously giving us some sort of boon. Let's take the life, and looks like that's solid. Let's move forward.
Up we go. Courtesy of the pact. Be there soon, Lemmy. More coming. Good enough to eat.
Once more, let's go ahead and choose to visit Chaos. Honestly, a little bit of Shadow is probably not going to help too much, and we don't really need the gems, so let's see what we can benefit from. Let's see, we don't need the attack or the Ember or the overall cast, so let's reroll, see what we can find. Excellent. As mentioned before here, it's just such a benefit to always keep around at least one reroll. So this right here is perfect. While we could have the extra benefit of more damage to an undamaged foe, traditionally we're going to do at least a little bit of dot damage, so I don't feel comfortable with that. But having this Atrophic Flourish, that's awesome. So let's move forward once again. Nectar.
Was just thinking about.
Okay, great. So this is usually whenever you have Death approaching and he does a round with you, more often than not you're faced with a bunch of smaller guys, which this build really benefits towards. So we can go ahead and just focus on trying to beat our brother rather than, anything else. So. Excellent.
Get this too.
Good work, my friend.
A little bit of health didn't hurt anybody. I usually find death runs to actually be quite beneficial. Let's go ahead and choose Charon again. Hopefully we'll get some life or a decent boon. I'm not really a fan of Aphrodite so far. Let's just choose the Centaur life, get the extra bonus a little bit of along the way, and then move towards Ares.
Here goes nothing.
As always, I'm not really a fan of leaving around exploded barrels for me to possibly risk breaking on me in a bad way or it being unpredictable, so I usually wipe those out.
Baldy, here we go. Isn't it? The strike.
My goodness, okay, so definitely some interesting choices, but truthfully, even though it kind of only benefits us a little bit, I think we should go with the Battle Rage. If we were using a much larger weapon, like say, Arthur's sword, the main tanky version, then the Battle Rage would be even better. But at least we'll be able to get some basic damage increases off of this, even if it is just 200% on a very little effect. Oh, okay, great. We're lucky here to not only get a health boon, but some health along the way. So, fantastic. Let's see here. Let's pick the...
A winter's greeting to you, Zagreus.
Excellent. So let's see what we get. Thunder Flourish, that was one that was dropped down to common, as well as Divine Dash. Now, the Divine Dash, it's not going to be as beneficial because it was already on Epic, so it's eventually, obviously, it's going to get up there at Epic again, but being able to get this on Thunder Flourish, it's going to give us a bit of a damage decrease now, but truthfully, once that effect gets to its full maximum, where every few encounters the boon raises in rarity, it's going to be amazing. The amount of extra damage that we're going to get is really going to skyrocket, possibly even double to the dot lightning effects that we have here. Well, not really dot effects, so to speak, more of just small but many. A little bit one note, but truthfully, it puts him down pretty quickly. So you'd think, well, gosh, why don't you just use the regular attack of a bow? I don't really comfortably enjoy the kind of lockdown large effect of this particular version, so that's really why I prefer the special. Technically, you can build up more damage and really achieve much larger numbers if you're using your attack, but again, I feel like this is really the most appropriate for my personal playstyle. Don't really feel comfortable at any of those choices, and frankly, I really like continuing to work on the palm, so I'm going to just leave everything as it is. I'm not going to really touch or purchase anything. Luckily, the Hermes boon that we got for the increased gold every single encounter room has been really helpful. It's kind of kept us in the rich, so to speak. Not quite full, 1,000 gold by the end of the run, so we can purchase something situation, but that's not really a problem for me anyways. I've already essentially purchased all of the upgrades for the weapons, all of the basically everything I need other than cosmetic and music options to be at the main area. So, well, I'm not a huge fan of these exploding chariots. I will admit that this is sort of the best run option I can have, this weapon with this combo, so I do want to increase the amount of rolls that I have, so let's pick a key. As always, take down the head icons first, those eye-looking things, or else you're just going to have constantly reinforcing units just all the time.
More strongbows.
that would be my fiance, if you can hear that ringing. She was kind enough to help us get food going for the evening. Just wanted to know what I thought of it, but fantastic. Kind of a noodles mixed with cabbage and rice, and at the same time some Korean-like pork. It's quite delicious. She's definitely a decent cook. Alright, so we want to focus on more boons from Zeus, so let's see here. Not quite a fan of either of these, though. I'm looking for something that'll increase, kind of like Jolted when it comes to our overall damage, but there we go. High voltage is good, as it can affect multiple targets once it lands. That can help with small creatures and what have you, so it is a bit of a minor boon.
Rematch.
I have my armor, short one. Let's see what you have.
As always, the Minotaur is sort of my thing, especially when I'm running with a ranged class. He just always seems to know how to strike me, so hopefully I can take him down without really causing myself a bunch of pain here. Actually start to see the downsides here. We're essentially a one-trick pony that doesn't necessarily always do the best amount of damage. Oh, and we've already lost a resurrection.
Blood and darkness.
Lose two. Oh, very, very lucky.
I can see it.
I beat the Bull of Minos. In the name of
Let's see. Excellent. See, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Splitting bolt, even more lightning damage.
regenerating.
Alright, second hammer. Now, let's see here. In this case, it's not going to really benefit us at all for any of these options. We don't need the attacks. We're not going to choose attacks. And essentially, the Celestial Sharinga attack, that's just the attack. So, essentially, choosing to do so would just create a blast wave, or we can increase our overall damage. All of them are not helpful, but let's just choose Repulse in case, for some reason, we ever choose to attack. At least we're hitting something around us. Oh goodness, another attack, resurrection down. This is going to be a bit of a close run, as you know, I mentioned before. The damage of this build is relatively high. And its easiness, its ability to just perfect a rotation is not that bad either. But you definitely suffer from a high degree of damage, especially if you're like me. You're not maybe not running at 100%, or you're just not playing perfectly. You know, you're definitely not tanky. See see if we can't get Hermes. Well, the extra life would be nice. We've already got a fair amount. It's more the damage I'm taking. Let's see if we can't get Hermes for the increased damage with special. Maybe we can at least kill things quick enough where we can reduce the potential for damage at this point, as it just seems like otherwise we're not doing this.
Damn it, wants to come back.
Do survive this next series of bosses, definitely think I'm going to switch over here to the Tooth in hopes that it'll kind of get us going faster.
What else we got?
Oh, thank goodness, some health. It's definitely something we needed. Okay, we can tell by the fact that Charon's next to a pomegranate that this is going to be the last zone that we encounter through before we go see the boss. So in this case, we definitely let's visit Charon, see if we can't get something back. Maybe we can get a boon of some sort. So gotta have to purchase anything, so we might as well get it all.
Take it.
Excellent, another good ability. Let's choose Double Strike. The amount of lightning bolts that we're throwing out, the extra damage is going to be pretty substantial.
Oh, wow.
Based on my experience with these gentlemen, when they're in this sort of beefed up form, I'd say realistically we got a 50-50 chance at this, guys. Really a matter of how quickly we can take down that Minotaur. Because once he's down, the rest of it's just Theseus, or I think that's how it's pronounced, Theseus, and he's not in comparison. Oh goodness, okay, so yeah, that's my last resurrection. We're definitely going to need the Tooth if we have any hopes of surviving through to make Hades, so. Excellent. So he went down. Most of our health should be brought back here in this next little bit. So we do still technically have a chance. Although this will be a bit of a... It's like anything. It's a bit of a random stretch. As to whether or not you get to the end. There's just a lot of difficult things that may pop up. So let's switch over to the Lucky Tooth. Gives us one last sort of mini resurrection. Even though it's only a little bit of health that we need, I want to get it maxed out. So let's use the money for that.
I can do this again.
One benefit we can try to hope for is Athena. If Athena appears as a boon in any of the next areas, that could really benefit us. And the reason why is sometimes she will provide you with the ability to essentially get back one of your Death Defiances. And that would be a real big improvement for us right now. That would really increase our chances of being able to take down Hades. Oh, there's Athena right there.
I'll take this one.
Excellent. That's exactly what we were looking for. It's perfect, epic version of it. You couldn't ask for more. Great choice. I got really lucky there. Maybe if we can also get some more money, we can pick up either Hades if we got a lot of money, or Hermes rather, or we can go ahead and pick up some extra health. Either way, we've got some options. So let's start off with, well, we already got what we needed from Athena. I don't believe she can offer it again. So let's choose either health or money. Let's Let's pick money for now.
This one, I guess.
Luckily, because of the nature of how many rooms there are here, the individual amount of money that you'll make from side hustles is quite impressive. So. Very quick run there, I like that. Oh, and we've got the Rat King, so to speak. Not the best, but we'll work through it. Luckily, our damage really is quite respectable at the moment. So, if only I can actually aim and properly succeed in getting one of my casts off to increase the amount of damage he'll take. That would be good. Although he is kind of going down so fast at the moment that I might not have too much trouble after all. You get a chance to summon so many minions. Excellent. Kind of lucky, but very nice. Go around for some free gold. Looks like there's a little bit, but not much.
Down the chute.
Now got enough to buy Hermes. Let's see if he can offer us a special damage or a special and he does right there. Your special is faster.
That's the stuff.
My goodness, at this rate, we're basically getting almost everything we could need long term to still be able to have a chance at this. There's not much left that I could ask for to really give us a shot. And you can see just very quick damage, very, very quick. And really not, you don't have to do anything fancy. I mean, that's the beauty of this special build. And by special, I don't mean special. I mean literally. I mean like, you know, using the special icon. So.
I'm rich.
Oh, fancy. There was one last thing I could get. The Kiss of Styx. Probably one of the best of the Well of Charon abilities or effects that you can get is the Kiss of Styx. I mean, as you can see, just one more. Now we've got 3 resurrections. 2 of those being full amount, just depending on your life, and one of those being a flat 100. So we've got about the best chance we can get here at this point. Now, just a matter of don't screw it up. And we've already got it. I certainly lucked out here at the end as far as getting everything I could possibly need to really move forward.
The prince.
Let's see if we can't take that Hades down.
I owe you one, boy. Nice night, no?
Nice night for a walk.
I can always get here much, much faster.
Clean right. Don't know why I'm quoting that all of a sudden, but it is the Terminator, and that is one of the best movies ever. I said it. I said it. It's the Terminator. The second one's great, but the first one's my favorite. Alright, let's see if we can't lay down some damage. And of course he disappears because naturally. Hopefully you're hearing some pretty rockin' music at the moment. As long as everything worked. Especially here in phase 2. This theme is quite interesting. Really gets you pumped. Phase 3, if you happen to have yourself set up for that, it's even better. Well, so far at least, it looks like we're doing this quicker than we did the actual gun run, which is nice. We just kept that damage going, you know? Sometimes just get lucky, and sometimes you just do well. May not have a call of any sort, but realistically, there's no reason to have one. Not with this build. You spend so much of your time working with your special and getting that up and running all the time to keep your damage consistent that there's rarely a time that you'd want. Oh, and there's the first resurrection, but he's almost dead. We're good. There's almost no time you'd ever want to take advantage of a call. Not really. Excellent. And he's down. So as you can see, it's a little bit on the easy side as far as just the rotation. It's a little bit easy when it comes to setup. Just focus heavily on Zeus. But it's really one of the best ways that you can take him down, that you can really go easy with the bow if you're struggling with things like the timing of a primary fire shot, the attack. Or if you're just struggling when it comes to ranged weapons in general. We'll say the gun's probably a little bit easier to play with, especially when it comes to dodging and focusing on attacks, but truthfully, the bow is really where it's at. It's quite a bit of a fun favorite of mine. Anyways, thanks again for joining us for another weapon showcase. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you have any sort of critiques or things you'd like to mention to me personally, that's a spot for them as well. And of course, if you really enjoyed listening to me or to kind of watch sort of a pretty decent but still relatively not pro gamer run this, then don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe, and if you enjoy my content, that is. And we'll see you next time. Have fun.